Good evening, class. This is Matt. So I got your questions for week 2, and I'm gonna make one video for all 3 classes because there wasn't as many questions as there was last week. So we're gonna start off with room 31. Jaden asks, why do the bees protect their queen? They protect their queen because she's the only one that can make sure there's going to be future bees and to maintain the hive. She's the one that lays the eggs to make sure there's future bees so the beehive can grow. Lily asks, what would happen if the marshmallow that you put in what would happen if the marshmallow that you put in to give the queen fell out? So if the marshmallow fell out, I would hurry up, put my finger over the hole, make sure she doesn't escape, and put another marshmallow in. Brody, why do you need to put a queen in a separate box? She is put in a different box so the hive can get used to her scent and accept her as her queen. Why do you have to put the marshmallow inside the cage with the queen? You put the marshmallow in there because it gives them a couple days of them to eat through the marshmallow, and after 2 days longer that they can get used to her scent. Brody also asks, Brody asks, why do you have to spray a white chemical on the bees? It's not a chemical, it's only sugar water. And we're not spraying it on the bees, we actually spray it on the frames so the bees are attracted to it and want to build comb on it. Sophie asks, what do they use in a container that makes the gas to relax the bees? It's not a gas, it's just a smoke. I just use old grass clippings. It burns the longest and it lasts the longest. How often do you have to put the marshmallow in the hive? She also asks. Just the one time when they're first getting used to the queen. How often is honey made? Twice a year. Sometimes in the spring and all the times in the fall. Matthew M. asked, how long does it take the queen to eat through a marshmallow? Usually about 1 to 2 days. Aubrey S. asked, how do you not get stung? The bee suit that you see me wearing, that helps most of the time. Julian asked, is it fun to be a beekeeper? I love it. I'm so glad I got into this hobby. I wish I got into it sooner. Anna Liz asked, I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, how do bees make honey? Bees get nectars from flowers and make it into honey. She also asked, do bees make the honeycomb? They do make the honeycomb. They actually produce wax out of their abdomen, and that's how they make the honeycomb. She also asked, can every bee sting? The drones, the boy bees, don't sting. The queen can sting you, but most likely won't. And obviously, the regular honeybees, which you see flying around your yard, those ones can sting you. A drone you can actually hold in your hand and it won't bother you. Sorry for the wobbliness. On the room 32, Kenzie asks, what is in the pollen patty? It's a mixture of artificial pollen, water, and sugar. How many bees do you have in the top bar hive? I would say about 10,000 bees are in that hive right now. That's my wife's favorite hive. Lilith, Ethan, and Austin kind of asked the same question, so I put it together. When the queen is stuck, why do you have to cut a hole and put the marshmallow in for the bees to get her out? I don't cut a hole out. The hole is already there in the box when we buy our package of bees. It's how they put her in there. Why can't you just take out the queen myself? You don't want to take her out right away because if they're not used of her being the queen of the hive, they'll end up killing her. Chase asks, why does a queen bee always have to be by itself? She's not by herself all the time. It's only for the first few days, just as long as they get used to her. room 33. Now we're on to room 33. Chase from room 33 asks, how long does it take for the bees to make honey? Some amounts of honey is ready to be harvested from a new hive within 4 to 6 months from when the colony of bees is introduced to their hive. So Liliana, Steven, Stella, Jake, and Sarah kind of asked the same question, so I put it all together. Why do you have to wait to take out the queen? You have to give the hive some time to get used to her, and they'll accept her as her queen. How many bees do you have? Right now we have 3 hives. We used to have 4, but we kind of combined 2 small hives into one, so that's why we got a bigger hive. You'll see that in one of my next videos. Declan asks, what is in that big jar in the first hive? That is sugar water. That is their food. That's what gives them the energy to make their comb. Why do you block the queen with the marshmallow and not let her free? You block it with the marshmallow to give them a few days for them to get used to her. And then once they're used to her, they'll eat through the marshmallow and she'll be released. Logan asks, how can you fit a big marshmallow in the little container? We don't use big marshmallows like you do for camping. We use the little marshmallows like you put in your hot cocoa. Just twirl it in your fingers and it fits right in. Jake asks, how can you tell the difference between a queen from all the other bees? The queen has the biggest abdomen, which basically means the queen has the biggest butt. Sarah asks, why do you put the queen in the little box? Again, we put her in there so we can stick the marshmallow in, and we leave her in there for a few days just so the rest of the hive can get used to her scent and accept her as their queen. What is that big jar for and what's in it? That is full of sugar water, and it's, again, that's what they use, that's like their energy, and they get their carbohydrates from to be able to have the energy to go out and forage and make queen, I'm sorry, not make queens, to make comb until the flowers are really blooming and nectar's flowing, then you don't have to give it to them anymore. That's all the questions I got for this week. I'll be sending Miss Bosquet another video of an inspection I did by myself. It's actually a pretty cool video. Any other questions, keep shooting them along. I love answering these questions, and I hope you guys are staying safe.